All right, so we're going to investigate the converse of the Pythagorean theorem, which would go like this. So if we have three numbers that work in the Pythagorean formula, c squared is equal to a squared plus b squared, then it makes a right triangle. And of course, you could take the converse of any statement you want, but we know it's not necessarily true. So we're going to investigate it. And to investigate it, we need, of course, some sort of ruler. We need some string here, perhaps a marker, and your mom's good fabric scissors, of course. All right, so you're going to pick a Pythagorean triple. 3, 4, 5, 5, 12, 13, 7, 24, 25, 8, 15, 17, any multiples of those, whatever. And you're going to measure out different markings on your string corresponding to those lengths. So for example, if I chose to do a 3, 4, 5, I'm going to take my marker here, but be careful because it bleeds. It's a bleeder. And mark an initial point here. Let's say it's like point A, right? And then you're going to measure out. If I did a 3, 4, 5, I'm going to start, maybe I start at 0. I think it's easier to start at 1, so I have a little place to hold it. And then stretch it over here 3 spaces, 3 inches further away. And then put yourself another little dot there. Boop, boop, right? Now, I've already prepared mine, and I actually did it in the same way that, or at least similar, to how the Egyptian rope stretchers would have done it. Now, the Egyptian rope stretchers would have tied equally spaced knots on a rope. Boop. And let's say, for example, they didn't have feet, but maybe it was like a foot. They just have 12 equally spaced 1-foot knots on their rope. What I did is instead tied mine so that the distance between these two, you can see, is 3. The distance between these two is 4. Can we see that? Yes. Okay. And then the distance between these last set of dots, of course, is 5. 3, 4, 5, right triangle. Well, we hope it's a right triangle. Okay. So the idea here is to hold these two pieces, these two knots together the best you can. That's where the tape comes in handy. Take a piece of tape. Tape these two edges together, assuming you could pick them up. And hopefully your camera stays in focus. And let me get that right about there. All right, so I've got them taped together, and then I am going to stretch out the other two ends to make a triangle. And look, these two won't stay together. They need more tape. All right, there we go. Perfect. All right, now I'm going to stretch this out and see if it makes a right triangle. I'm going to hold this up in this angle so that you can actually witness that it does, in fact, make a right triangle, right? The Egyptians were not wrong. And we have tomb paintings to verify that this is the way the Egyptians would have measured right angles to make sure that things were right, like, you know, pyramid walls and whatnot. All right, so there you go. The converse of the Pythagorean theorem, at least in terms of evidence, investigative evidence, seems to work.